Hello, this is a video on how to play the card game Three Shuffles and Draw. Three Shuffles and Draw is a solitaire card game, and if you just look at the way the cards are configured, you can probably guess that it is a solitaire card game in the family of fan card games. Similar to other fan card games in that the initial setup is completely the same, but in terms of the way cards are played, between piles and to the foundation piles, it's different. The game is played with a standard 52 card deck, with the objective being, like with many other solitaire card games, to build all cards into the foundation piles. In terms of setting the game up, the tableau has 18 fans. A fan is essentially each pile is called a fan. All 52 cards are dealt face up. Like with all other fan card games, 17 fans get 3 cards each, and the 18th fan gets the one remaining card. You'll also start off the game with 4 empty foundation piles. In terms of the gameplay, only the top card of a fan could ever be used to make a move. Cards in a fan are built down by suit, right? So if a card is ranked 1 lower and of the same suit, it can be placed on another card. This ace, right, is one ranked 1 lower than the 2, and they're both of the same suit. This 2 is ranked 1 lower than the 3, they're both of the same suit. Right, so that sort of demonstrates how you build down cards. Pretty simple in that regard. Foundations can be started with ace, right, and they're built up to king. As you can see, we can simply build the foundation pile up like so. Once a fan is empty, it can't be filled with any card. So, like with many other fan card games, right, an empty fan cannot be filled with any card. So just be careful in that regard. And that's pretty much it so far. There's one other rule that we'll talk about when we get to that point. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Cards are built down by suit. You can only ever make a move with the top card. Foundations are built from ace to king. And an empty fan cannot be filled with any card. So the game itself is pretty simple in that regard. What we'll do is we'll keep playing. And when the time comes, we'll mention this additional rule that I've talked about. So we simply keep building cards, right? Note that we cannot fill an empty fan, right? And so if we have something like a king can't ever be moved, right? It's special in solitaire. It's that one card that can't ever be moved onto another card. And so it obstructs all the other cards. What does that mean? That means that I effectively can't build on the spades right now. So we'll have to deal with that separately, and that's where the additional rule will come in. But we'll sum up the rules one more time at the end, although the game itself is pretty simple. So we'll continue playing, trying our best to build on the foundation piles. Note that now what we can do is we're limited by what we can do with the cards on the surface, right? And so the 3 of hearts, I will go for that there, because that is a beneficial card for me, as well as the 4 of hearts. Let's look at and see where the 5 of hearts is, and as we try to obtain it. So we can't obtain the 5 of hearts right now. We can't actually obtain it ever, right? Because once you've once you've moved a card onto another card, right? You can't. That's the one move you have. I've already moved this 9 of hearts onto the 10 of hearts. Where am I going to move the 9 of hearts now? Right? I cannot move the 9 of hearts anywhere because it can only be placed on the card that is ranked 1 higher than it and in the same suit. The 10 of hearts is ranked 1 higher than the 9 of hearts, and it is in the same suit. Therefore, I am unable, and I'm not going to be able to play the 9 of hearts anywhere. This is because I can only ever play this on the 10 of hearts, and I already did that once. So once you move a card onto another card, you've exhausted your ability to move that card. And so keep that in mind. What I just said is very, very important. Once you move a card on another card, you have exhausted your ability to move that card. So we'll simply keep playing. I cannot move this 6. Unable to move this 7. I cannot unlock that ace. Where's the last ace? It's right there. Can I move this 5? We'll sort of see. We'll have to try to move the 9. I can't. So we're stuck here. Now in 3 shuffles and draw, it's called 3 shuffles, right? Although you are only allowed 2 shuffles. So the game's sort of unique in that regard. So we'll reshuffle one more time. And so how does reshuffling work? In reshuffling, you collect all the cards in the tableau pile, you shuffle them, and then you redeal them to fans in sets of 3. Any remaining cards less than 3 would be dealt to the last fan. 2 such reshuffles are allowed in the game. So right now we have 1 more reshuffle. In this case, we didn't have any extra cards, right? Because we only had, let's see here, this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. In this case, we had 45 cards, right? And 45 is divisible by 3 perfectly, so we had no remainder cards. If we had remaining cards, we would place them in this last fan. So we are allowed 2 such reshuffles in the game. So we'll continue playing, because to demonstrate the further last rule, I do have to play as much as I can here. So luckily for us, the 4 of spades is there. Now, is the 5 of spades here? Nope. What about the 5 of hearts? 5 of hearts is sort of deep there. We can't get it because the king is obstructing it, right? We won't also be able to get the 6 of diamonds because the king is obstructing that as well. What we can do is try to go for the 5 of spades, but the king is obstructing that. We cannot move that king either. So, we can't get the 5 of hearts, cannot get the 5 of spades. We can go for the ace of clubs as well as the ace of diamonds, though. So that's what we'll have to try to work towards here. Based on what I currently have on the surface, let us see. Okay, so to work towards the ace of diamonds, we'll need to move the 6 of clubs. And to move the 6 of clubs, we'll need the 7 of clubs. So what I'm going to do here is, yeah, so I won't actually be able to perform many, if any, moves here. To unlock the ace of clubs, we'll need to move the 6 of hearts. To move the 6 of hearts, we'll need to unlock the 7 of hearts. To unlock the 7 of hearts, we'll have to move the 8 onto the 9. To move the 10, well, we need the jack. Yeah, so this is a catch-22. What does this mean? We can't ever move that. We can't ever move that 6 of hearts, right? Because to do that, we need to move this 6 of spades. To move the 6 of spades, we'll need to move this 10 of spades. To move this 10 of spades, we have to get to that jack, and that's impossible with our current configuration here. So, what else can we try? Well, we can try to obtain the ace of diamonds. To obtain the ace of diamonds, we need to unlock the 7 of clubs. To unlock the 7 of clubs, we need to unlock the king of hearts. To unlock the king of hearts, we need to unlock the 10 of hearts. The 10 of diamonds. And to unlock the 10 of diamonds, we need to unlock... Yeah, so we're stuck. All of our potential moves are obstructed by kings blocking the pile, or we're in a bit of a catch-22, right? To move one card, we need the other card. To move the other card, we need that one card. So now, in this case, we're completely stuck. What do we do in this scenario? We simply move cards around, okay? And you might be saying, well, that doesn't seem like it has any real strategy. But note that we did our best to use strategy. We exhausted all the strategy we could potentially use. Now, it's time to simply continue playing as much as we can. So, we might be able to actually get some sort of breakthrough here. The reason being we now have the ability to what card was I looking to obtain? I was looking to obtain the yeah. Looking to obtain the ace. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. I too forgot the sequence of moves I was supposed to make here. So now we go ahead and we obtain that ace. Right, so all of that for one card. And so now we are pretty much effectively stuck here. Right, we can continue moving cards. It won't provide us much benefit to do so because we are. Once you move a card, you can't move it again. Right, I cannot stress this enough. We move that 8 of hearts onto that 9 of hearts. There's no other 9 of hearts available for us to move this 8 of hearts onto. So you only ever get one move with a card per shuffle. So just for the sake of it, I'm going to reshuffle here. Although it was not a move I would like to do. Right, so we have our cards dealt out into fans of 3. Our remainders are once again placed there. Now we continue playing, right, and if we have cards that need to be dealt out, then we simply deal them out. We cannot get this ace. Why? We'd have to move this jack. To move this jack, we need to have this queen free. But to get that queen free, we have to... Oh, well, sorry. This is the unique rule I was talking about here. So... yeah, so this is the unique rule I was speaking to. Once both reshuffles are exhausted, right, and so we've used both of our reshuffles here, and the game is still not finished, what we can do, card can be moved up and used to continue the game. And so now we can select one card in any tableau pile and move it to the top of that pile. Okay, so after we do the last shuffle, we have the liberty of being able to select one card from any tableau pile and move it to the top of that tableau pile. I'll select the ace here, so I moved it to the top of the tableau pile, and now we simply continue playing like we normally would. As you can see, it is not really easy, even after that added draw, and that is part of the game, right? It is quite hard. But that wraps up how to play 3 shuffles in a draw. Let us talk about the actual rules of playing. In terms of setting it up, you have 18 fans, all 52 cards being dealt face up. 17 fans get 13 cards each, the 18th fan gets the remaining 1 card. You have your 4 empty foundation piles. In terms of the gameplay, only the top card of each fan can be played. Cards in a fan are built down by suit. Foundations are built from ace to king. An empty fan cannot be filled. Whenever you would like to, you can reshuffle. You can reshuffle twice in the game. Once both reshuffles are exhausted and the game is still not finished, there is one bonus move in which one buried card can be moved up from any of the bottom of the tableau piles or in the middle of the tableau piles and used to continue the game. The game ends once all cards are moved onto the foundation piles. Right? So that wraps up how to play 3 shuffles in a draw. I hope you enjoyed and thank you for watching.